It's new tool day, my dudes.
Tool I picked up is I did have a question of what is a breaker bar. Well, this is a breaker bar, and you will notice on the end here, this is the piece that fits in your sockets, but this is not a ratchet. This is just a solid piece of metal, and the idea is it's a longer lever, and therefore you get more force on whatever you're trying to get off. This particular one is about 14 inches, but they come in all different lengths. So the longer your lever arm, the more force you can put on a bolt. I don't like to get too big of a one because in the engine bay, you only have so much space, or when you're under a car, I find that something about less than 20 inches, so 12 to 20 is a good size. So I just went with like this, I think it's like 14. And I picked this up for $10. So yeah, it's not a brand that I know, but for $10, I figured if it breaks, it breaks. And it's kind of hard, in my opinion, to screw up how you make a breaker bar. It's literally just a piece of metal. And the other nice thing about getting these short is if you want a longer one, you just slap a longer, like you cut yourself a piece of pipe and you just slide it over the handle, and voila, you got a longer breaker bar. Whereas if you have a real long breaker bar, you can't make it shorter, but you can make a short breaker bar a longer breaker bar. So that's why my preference for something about this size, because your normal socket wrench is only going to be, you're only going to have a handle about here, about half. So sometimes I find, double or triple the length it is all the force you need to get that kind of rusted on bolt off of there. Now they do make pieces that I found a little like adapter that fits on there that is a ratchet. So you clip it on there and then suddenly this becomes a ratchet. Now I wouldn't use a breaker bar as a ratchet. I'm just saying you could do it. I kind of just use this to break the bolt loose and then switch over to a normal wrench. So anyways, yeah, this is what a breaker bar is. It's ostensibly just a long, sturdy piece of metal that you can attach to sockets or wrenches or what have you. Okay,